Yeah, it's payback time for Orlando Pirates. I think one of the enemies of the 95. I mean, 2025 is our 1995. Is Sekhukhune, because at the beginning of last season, the Buccaneers were so hopeful that they will win the league, and also later on in the season, the belief for the Champions League grew until the semi-final. So Sekhukhune also beat them. You remember in the second leg. So now they are coming back. It's a first game, Escotini, Saturday evening. Not very easy to play against Pirates during those days, and the support that they've garnered over the past seasons, and the signings that they've made, and the gradual hope for the league, and the gradual uh, progress in terms of closing in the gap between themselves and Mamelodi Sundowns from 23 points to 12 or 13 points. So they'll be hoping at least this season they close the gap by at least 7 points. And then maybe next season is six. It's gonna go like that.
Why are they closing the gap? Why can't they just win it over Mamelodi Sundowns? Because Orlando Pirates, you look at the way they play, they are capable.
I don't know.
Sanibonani, dumela kuboleni, shap kunjani? Ngaqhamuka sesimoyizeni, ngaqhamuka sijabule ndoda, you happy about i-feature lesobhekana nayo? Ngaqhamuka nje usuhleka.
Our bread and butter is back on the table.
Oh, what is your bread and butter?
The league championship.
Sanibonani bafethu, and welcome to my views, my expressions. I'm so happy Kubanani, and I hope you are as happy as I am to be with us. This is my views, my expressions. The highest growing channel on YouTube, sport channel. Yeah? So we are so grateful for that. We are so grateful for that. Please keep on subscribing, bafethu, and any comment lapayana all the time. We want your comment. We want to hear ukuthi nina nibona kanjani kula uma topic esuka kade sikhuluma ngawo. Lami kama Siboniso Sizo wakomnikazi Sibongo, and as usual ngami ngedwa ngiphethe umsayipho simfana nolwazi.
Sanibonani bafethu. We're back by popular demand. We're back
like we never left.
We're back to do the best league in the world. We're back to do our bread and butter. We're back to do the most exciting and the most controversial football league in Africa and the world.
I don't understand when you say the bread and butter. How is it your bread and butter? Because at my views, we're not the fan of a particular club.
It's a bread and butter because we cannot go a day or two without talking about it, without talking about the action, without talking about the new talent, without talking about the controversial decisions either by the referees or anyone. So we're always talking about it, and our aim for us is to make sure that our league is always on the mouth, is always on the tongue of everyone that lives in South Africa. That's how we're going to try and improve our league, because the players watch and listen to the comments that us as fans and spectators make about them, and some take it positively and some don't take it positively, but we have to be there. People have to talk on emateksini, nasemabhasini, nasemgwaqeni, naseyitolo, emathaveni, nasemasontweni, everywhere. This is our league.
Speaking of the controversy, kungenzeka ukuthi Cape Town City ibuye ku-PSL. Kungenzeka ukuthi yonke lento esiyenzakalile kuthiwa kuqalwe phansi futhi manje lemidlalo le yama what do you call playoffs. Kungenzeka ukuthi kube enye team that has to come and has to go and play playoffs. What is happening?
The issue is sub judice, so let's allow the appropriate tribunal to take a decision. For us, it's to talk about what is already happening now.
But sub judice, what is the sub judice? What is it that you're talking about?
Yeah, so we have an issue with joint committees per se, the chairman of Cape Town City, alleging that Maromo Gallants used an ineligible player in Pambaniso, who, according to Cape Town City, he was not properly registered, and so as a result, they've approached the PSL arbitration to make a ruling on that, on his eligibility, and one of their players is the talking of point from Maromo Gallants, where where the player in question was involved, and it appears that the player was involved in almost 26 games in the league. So it's a matter that can do a very big impact on the last season's standings and the playoffs that we saw, where Opis College was able to win the playoff here.
Yeah. But there was a ruling, and the ruling stated that Maromo Gallants will be charged 200,000. So that's on its own. That's an admission. Would say the player by the executive that the player was not properly registered. And then now the outcry from the city is that the rules says kufanele kuthathwa ama-points and not ukuthi kube imali, the 200,000. But we have seen similar situation before. There was a situation in Gandoro. There was a similar situation in the case that involved the Mamelodi Sundowns. So it's in a reasoning.
Yeah, we may try and analyze this thing, but as much as we're excited and we love our league needs to do a very serious introspection. Because almost a season or two apart, we always have these situations, and they are always detected at the end of the season, which goes to show that some people are trying to use maybe the shortcomings or the loopholes in the regulations of our league to try and buy back their way to the league. And it's surprising that the league has not improved in this. We've had almost 10 cases of related nature regarding player eligibilities, and they've been very inconsistent rulings. I must say, some get fined, some get docked points, and it's a very controversial topic. And I believe our league needs to improve on this. It's 2025 now, guys. We can't be keeping on embarrassing ourselves like this.
But the fans go as far as saying, would say, maybe we do need fresh blood as far as the board members are concerned, the chairperson and the other people on the executive of the National Premier League. What is your thoughts on that?
It's always easy to say that you need a new blood. While on the other hand, you may have a long-standing executive members who have had their own impacts in the development of the league.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the likes of Dr. Ivan Khoza, Dr. Mdaung, and the likes. Maybe we haven't found a formula where they are able to pass the baton to the new generation. But they should have a way of making sure that new blood gets integrated into the league, and try and make sure that the league keeps up to the current standards of football and the technologies around, including the legalities in terms of regulations of the league. But that's a very sensitive topic, I must say, because some don't think that the odd guards needs to be replaced. But from time and time again, we see these situations where it's a lack of integrity and the lack of attention to detail come back to bite our league like this, and it's embarrassing, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, the most important part is that the league is back. All the problems and whatnot aside, now we're looking forward to tomorrow, Saturday. There is a game that is going on. Mamelodi Sundowns, the champions, are the ones that are going to open the league, starting with Chippa United. And later after that, we have Orlando Pirates. Running, but in Ngeslung, number 2. But Runners up league. They are playing Sekhukhune, and we have on Sunday Kaizer Chiefs are playing Stellenbosch FC. Look at this game: Mamelodi Sundowns, Pirates, and Sekhukhune and Stellenbosch. Those four guys have also won with MTN 8 and are going to a semi-final. So the coaches are saying, "What's it from the games? MTN 8 they saw fire, so they expect fireworks as the league begins on Saturday."
Very exciting.
I wish Chiefs was there as well. MTN 8 semi-final.
No, they need this break. They need this break.
A break?
Yeah, they need this break.
A break to do what?
A break to build their team. I mean, they won the Nedbank Cup the way they won it. Very excited for them, and we congratulate them. But in the preseason, they showed a lot of imbalances in their team, and so maybe a week or two extra coming from the MTN fixtures and the fixtures in between after the start of the season. Maybe Chiefs would have played one or two games when we go to the semi-finals. Then on that weekend they will have a free weekend on board two legs. So they will have to try and reconfigure their team and ensure that they build from what they started last season, considering the fact that I think they lost one of their most important player in Yusuf Mat, their captain, and so they are going to try and make sure that they build the combinations in the middle of the park with Thabo Celo, who joined them later on in the season last season and looked to have had an impact in the team, both in the league and very exceptional in the Nedbank Cup. So and the few signings that they made, you speak about the Portuguese, you speak about Ushinga, you speak about other signings that they've made. So those signings will have to try and gel into the team. And the preseason games that they played might not be the same as the actual league games. So the intensity is not the same. The friendlies are not the same.
Yeah.
So they will go to the first game. They will see how far they are. Then they will have to use the free weekend of the MTN to try and fix where they have to fix, and as well, if possible, they will have to go back to the market and look around, maybe to beef up their positions.
Now that we started with Amakhosi, let's look into their game that is coming on Sunday afternoon at 6 o'clock or 5:30 on Sunday. They will be facing Stellenbosch. We've seen Stellenbosch playing with MTN 8, and I think Stellenbosch. I think we are very much clear what is type of football that they are bringing in. There was a worry that they have sold number of players, but as they come back, we saw stability there when they were playing against Amazulu. We saw the Stellenbosch that is still relying on speed and probing up front. So going to the game to face Amakhosi, what do you think of that first game of the season for Amakhosi and Stellies?
It's a hoodoo team for Stellenbosch. Chiefs is a hoodoo team for Stellenbosch. Stellies have gradually they are growing step by step each season. And in the process, they've been very problematic to many of the teams in the PSL, except Kaizer Chiefs. And I know even themselves, when they are in the camp, they ask themselves, how are they struggling against Chiefs? And I don't know if they get the answers or not. But we'll have to see that on Sunday if they do get the answers.
Last season, Kaizer Chiefs did a double on Stellenbosch.
Yeah, it's a triple. Because I think they also played in the cup.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it was Black Label or it was Nedbank, because Chiefs beat Sundowns, Pirates, and still is on their way to the glory. So, so all those things, I know Steve Parker I'm not going to say he takes things to heart, but he's someone who always wanna get answers from the questions that the games brings to him. So Kaizer Chiefs, I know, is one of his biggest questions that he'll have to get answers on.
So we bani when the game on Sunday. Who's taking 3 points, if any?
I think Chiefs has a formula and has a password on this fixture, and I think they will continue with their dominance.
Well, uthi Msayi amakhosi awuthatha u-3 point on Sundays. Mina ngithi I would like to send a shout out to Kaizer Chiefs Mkomazi branch that was launched last week. Unfortunately, I was not invited. I don't know why, but there is a new branch that was launched Mkomazi lapha koMagabini abantu bakoMahlongwa koMgababa. If you know that side of KZN, we now have a new Kaizer Chiefs branch that side. Now let's move along.
A huge shout out to the Buccaneers on the western side of Durban, Pinetown. Last week they had a PEC elections where they elected their branch executive members who are going to be leading them from this season. I'm not sure how they structure their terms in terms of the next election and the term that one PEC rules or over the branch. But congratulations to the elected leaders, and we are looking forward to the work that they've been doing. I think Pirates has serious ground root forces. We've been seeing it. People may try to ignore it, but ikona abantu bayithanda and they are pushing. It's amazing. Wherever they go, they seem to be getting very big support from young people to their old guards. They all go there.
When the team is doing good, the people will always be happy. But whenever I'm congratulating Kaizer Chiefs, you just had to throw in Orlando Pirates there.
Also, okay,
but
let me speak about all of them. Sundowns also.
I was still talking about Kaizer Chiefs because we could have a feature Kaizer Chiefs in Stellenbosch. Okay. I was going to the other teams, but you just had to throw in Pirates because I mentioned Kaizer Chiefs.
No, I had to throw Pirates because we mentioned the issue of branches. Okay. These teams rely more on branch structures. That's where they get and organize their supporters, because a branch goes a long way in terms of the discipline, the culture of each team, and how the team the supporters get organized in terms of traveling and then the behavior in the stadium.
Yeah.
Because without branch leaders, I don't think the supporters would be giving the behavior that they've been giving. It's been a long time since we've had a bad incident at the stadium, and we have to give kudos to the branch leaders across all the teams in the country.
But there is a new habit of which we might see something terrible happening at the stadiums, more especially where you find certain fans believe that certain place is for them and they are fighting one another for such space. We saw something like that last season, and we hope we don't see something similar this season. But speaking of Orlando Pirates, they will be facing Sekhukhune United on Saturday afternoon or on Saturday evening, about 5:30. So these guys are both into the semi-finals. MTN 8, we saw Sekhukhune coming back from 2-0 against the TS Galaxy, and they played well until they win the game. Abo Figo, when they came in, you could see changing of the change of dynamic as far as the game is concerned. You look into the other side, Orlando Pirates was on song. Those new coming players, Orlando Pirates, you see they gelling very well. They are rejuvenated, Radio Pane there. So it's going to be fireworks on that game.
Yeah, it's payback time for Orlando Pirates. I think one of the enemies of the 2025 is our 1995 is Sekhukhune, because at the beginning of last season the Buccaneers were so hopeful that they will win the league, and also later on in the season the belief for the Champions League grew until the semi-final. So Sekhukhune also beat them. You remember in the second leg. So now they are coming back. It's a first game, Escotini, Saturday evening. Not very easy to play against Pirates during those days, and the support that they've garnered over the past seasons, and the signings that they've made, and the gradual hope for the league, and the gradual progress in terms of closing in the gap between themselves and Mamelodi Sundowns from 23 points to 12 or 13 points. So they'll be hoping at least this season they close the gap by at least 7 points. And then maybe next season is 6. It's gonna go like that.
Why are they closing the gap? Why can't they just win it over Mamelodi Sundowns? Because Orlando Pirates, you look at the way they play, they are capable.
I don't know.
But you know that they will close the gap by 7 points.
Yeah, Jose Rivero said that he was competing against the points machine. So
but that's the previous season. That's Jose Rivero. Yeah. Now we have a new coach and we have new players and anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. But phela uzuthola into omele ukukhombisa iprogress kancane kancane ngeke uvuke kuseni nje uthi hayi sengiqula ileague yabo. So they've been struggling against Sundowns in the league, and the points gap have been very big. So they have to take it step by step. Like ngeke ingane isizalo bese isuka isiya esigibele ehlahleni kumele icathule iguqe icathule kancane kancane bese iyagijima.
So you're saying how many years will it take Orlando Pirates to win the league?
I can't really foresee any time soon.
Oof. Okay, that's your words. That's your views, not mine. But tell me, who is taking it on Saturday between Pirates and Sekhukhune?
Yeah, I think Orlando Pirates will want to set the foot on the ground for this campaign, playing at home. I believe it would be a fully packed Orlando Stadium, and the new signings will want to impress the supporters who've been supporting them on the socials and also at the stadium. So yeah. I do believe Orlando Pirates will have an edge over Sekhukhune because it's a crash game. They wanna fight back from the defeat that they got last season.
Okay, let's move along on the first one. That is going to be Mamelodi Sundowns ibhekene neChippa United. Now you're smiling. Yeah? I haven't seen a smile the whole episode.
I'm smiling because Chippa United has two of the young and upcoming. One a football administrator, or I wouldn't say a football administrator per se, but he's becoming one because he's been appointed as the sporting director. Snesi Pomali, one of the most educated data analysts in the country, graduated from the UEFA football school. I think 2 or 3 years ago, and we've seen his footprint in the national team, in the under 20, in the under 17, in Banyanda, and subsequently in the national in the Bafana setup.
Yeah.
And he's been. I think he's coming back at Chippa after being there in his early days, and he's been to Chiefs, he's been to Sekhukhune. We saw his impact at Sekhukhune, and now he's coming back home at Pondweni. And you also have Snetemba Padela, coach was selection from Black Poison he went to Sundowns as a TTC coach one season, and we are seeing Mabena and Kutlwano, who were one of his best players 2 seasons back, and he went with Rulani to win at Casablanca, where they tried to rebuild the Giant, and the Giant is now taking shape. Unfortunately, their stint there was cut short, but now he coming back to the Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth. Mr. Siviwe Mpeng. Mr. Siviwe Mpeng is, I think he's trying to build something with these guys. As much as their career hasn't been long, but I think they've got a lot of experience and very dedicated young people. Then we can go back to the game.
Well, we spoke about a lot of players that were shown off the door at Chippa United and new players that just came in, and one that we just got to learn about 3 days ago from Besimazela Lapaya Pizan. Ushaka, but Ushaka Zulu. So the young man was announced as having joined Chippa United. But we have also seen Mamelodi Sundowns played when they trapped Richards Bay by 4 unanswered goals. So coming to this game now, we haven't seen Chippa United. How are they gelling the new team? What is happening? The new coach and the analysis, as you are saying. How do you make of that game?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. Firstly, this guy Umakwaza Ushaka, electric winger from the APC FC Ravens down in the Eastern Cape, Bizana. Congratulations to him. I think the footage is from one of the media guys down in the Eastern Cape, Kiwa TV, has played a huge role in ensuring that his footage is kept. Yeah, and and
the commentator there.
Yeah. And he got the attention of Chippa United. I believe it's a very big step for him coming from the APC Motsepe League straight to the Premier League. And so they've also made some few additions to their team with Uazola, this guy who was at Pirates.
Yeah. He's doing the return there.
Yeah, but now I think it's permanent. And then they brought back Goodman Mosele, who was at Pirate last season, mostly.
And also Mosele is doing a return to Chippa.
Yeah, he's still also alone. I don't know how these things are regulated or monitored. I don't know if they still.
But let's speak about the game, Sipho. Yeah. Let's get to the game.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to transpire and who's taking it?
Yeah, I think Chippa United played their last game against Sundowns last season, if I'm not mistaken, and they lost in that game. And so now they are coming back to Nelson Mandela Bay against the defending champions, who would also want to set their foot straight on the ground. We also saw them in the MCNS last weekend, where most of their notable big players from last season, Ribeiro and Mutau and also Charlie, were not available, but we didn't see much of their absence. So it will be interesting to see how Sundowns, either they are going to be rebuilding straight, or they will still be waiting for the return of those two players. But I saw Abo Mapena, I saw Abo Tesh, I saw Abo Uzo coming back. Uzo coming back home, and also saw a Pasadine being introduced as an inverted 6, not as a left back that we know him to be. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But one thing for sure, Sundowns has this thing, discipline, and they know each and every game is a final. Going to Chippa, they will want to get maximum point and then go forward.
So you're saying Mamelodi Sundowns is taking it?
Yeah, I believe.
Well, Bafethu, we're coming back to the Betway Premiership. We're going to see these beautiful games Saturdays and one and many others on Sunday. But we are going to cover the 1-year case of Chiefs, and that's just about it from us. Please do comment. Usho nawe ukuthi ubona kanjani kulokhu esesikukhulumile namhlanje. From mina umfana kamnikathi ukapela ugcotha ujamara amaqoqo qoba lihlangene ngithi subscribe lapho if you haven't. If you have, thank you so much, and thank you for returning to our channel. We want to grow, and for us to grow, we need you to be with us. Mina sengihembe wena msayiphoza uthini?
Sibonge bafethu, abantu besheshe bedle ukuze ungathi league mase ihambe ya kwenye address bese kuyilabo ephatheka kabi.
Yo.